Let me tell you a terrifying true story about a girl named Molly. A story that began near a small church in the United States and ended in a way no one could ever explain. Molly was only 8 years old, and there was one thing about her that everyone knew. She could never sleep without her mother, not even for a single night. Her fear of being alone was overwhelming. The moment her mother was out of sight, anxiety would consume her. One night, Molly had to stay at her grandmother's house, which stood just across an old, quiet church. Her mother was gone. No one told her where. They only said, she'll be back soon. But night after night, soon felt like forever. That evening, the wind outside howled softly around the church walls. The trees cast strange shadows through the windows. The whole place felt wrong. Molly couldn't sleep. She moved from the couch to the floor, then back again. Her small heart was racing. The silence felt alive. Finally, she broke down. She buried her face into a pillow and cried, whispering, "Mom, please come back." Then suddenly, the door creaked open. Molly froze. Slow footsteps echoed across the room. And then, someone familiar walked in. It was her older brother, Daniel. Without saying much, he quietly lay down on the floor beside her, just like he used to. He turned on the TV, the dim light flickering across the walls. Molly felt her fear slowly disappear. Daniel turned toward her, gently placed his hand on her head, and said in a calm, almost distant voice, "It's okay. I'm here. Everything will be all right." His voice felt different, but Molly didn't question it, because in that moment, she wasn't alone anymore, and somehow, she fell asleep. The next morning, Daniel was gone. No sound, no trace. Molly thought nothing of it. Maybe he had work. Maybe he left early. She was just a child. All she wanted was her mother back. Later that day, her mother finally returned. Her grandmother quickly explained how terrified Molly had been the night before. Her mother rushed to her and asked softly, "Did you sleep okay?" Molly nodded and said, "At first I couldn't, but then Daniel came. He told me everything would be okay." Silence. Then suddenly, her mother's face turned pale, and without warning, she broke down crying. Not normal crying, but the kind that comes from deep fear. Molly stood there confused. Why was she crying? Everything was fine, wasn't it? But the truth was far more terrifying. Daniel had died weeks ago, on January 25th. Molly didn't know. She was too young to understand death. And that night, her mother wasn't away for something normal. She had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital, afraid she might hurt herself, which meant that night, Molly was completely alone. Or at least, she was supposed to be, because somehow, something came back. Something that looked like Daniel, spoke like Daniel, comforted her like Daniel, but wasn't supposed to exist anymore. So the question is, that night, near that silent church, who or what was really there with Molly, and why? Did it come back? Some say it was love. Others say, not everything that returns comes back in peace.